look upon now the side of the Philippines. Happy, ready. We have Coach Dougie on our screens here, prepping the team on what could possibly happen in the draft.
That's one of the, I feel like one of the things that a lot of people don't realize, because they're so focused on, individual skill level, right, of these players and everything else. Now, coaches, analysts, everything, all that part plays a huge role, especially in the chess game that is the draft. And that's why, some people, again, that don't really spend so much time kind of studying that, or at least, within the emblems and whatnot, you really have to understand at least how much goes into the draft and how much has changed with the emblems too, right? Because now what I'm curious to see is exactly how the Philippines team has adapted to the emblems, because over there, at least what we've heard a lot of, again, we mentioned this in the first matchup, was how strong tenacity, for example, is, how strong people love lethal ignition, and we've seen a lot of lethal ignition pop up, just that fact as well. They're looking very, calm and collected, though, I'd say.
Light, happy, that's how they do it. The personality of the players of Team Philippines never changed since how they competed across the globe to represent the country. So now, just a few saying hi on the camera, just saying how they really prepared for this, respecting everybody here, and also putting up a good match. Look at that Fopteezy, just doing on thing.
Well, yeah, it looks like he's flapping, know. But no, jokes aside, too, the thing here, we actually saw, once again, the previous series, right? There was a lot of 2-0s being put up, and then unfortunately that didn't happen. Now with this, we're jumping right into the draft here for game number 1 getting set up. Philippines already taken out that Kadita. They've seen a lot of this Kadita.
Well, if you want something out of your way, you don't want that rough face, you don't want that thalassophobia working out in most of the setups that Philippines or even Bangladesh can do. Surprisingly, they're now looking at their homework. Fanny being banned out by Bangladesh. Okay, we're seeing something here, respecting something out from Team Philippines.
Yeah, they don't... I don't know. I feel like that's just something you do, right? If you're playing against the Philippines, you might as well just ban out Fannies.
Fanny.
Because, I don't know.
Right now, Fanny's so good, even in the new emblem.
Yeah, and like I wouldn't also be surprised if maybe over the course of these 4 days, OSX, we see Fanny like parked not in the jungle. Like that could possibly happen.
You mean on the EXP or the gold lane?
Dude, it's happened before the emblems changed. And like I just feel like so much is you can't count anything out right now. And that's what's so beautiful about the update.
Yeah. You can go out of your comfort zone, open something new.
Or you can stay in your comfort zone and just like, change your sock or something. Like
that's good.
That's what it would be.
Yeah, that totally makes sense because who knows? Maybe your gourd could end up in the jungle for some reason. Hey,
it's possible. Some pro players have actually done that.
See?
Just not on the not in tournament.
Nah, yeah. We might see different approaches from these two teams, but I love how the Philippines is going with their own bans. You have the Kaja out, you have the Franco out. Something tells me there's something with Bangladesh here with their roamer. It's always about the roamer today. The roamer, the mid laner. Yeah. No, something to look out for. What could be the possible ban here of Bangladesh? Well, targeting all the roamers here on their side.
They might opt. Again, Novario's still open. Okay, they actually just go and take out the Uranus. So, wondering if we see Novaria picked up here, priority, possibly. Could also just opt for taking the jungle route as they do. Ling going to be secured here.
We haven't seen this for a while for Team Seaball, Team
I was going to say, we just saw this last series.
Yeah, but in their own thing, in their own place.
Their own style.
And their own style, right.
Okay.
Because, again, we're mostly stuck with the utility jungles back at home.
Yeah.
Now we're showing off with assassin picks from the comfort picks of the players of Team Philippines. Now, this opens up the Novaria as well and the Arlet.
If this is not Novaria Arlet, I don't know.
Maybe the Joy. I don't know. Could be a flex though.
Arlot I like. There's still a lot of options, but I just see possibly Novaria being picked up. If it's not, we might see it on the swing back from the Philippines. But Arlot, actually, who is a hero that's relatively been banned out the majority of the time, still a great option. Could also be placed in the roam if they want. And then second pick, not the Novaria, they go with the Beatrix.
Okay. Marksman in the EXP lane. could still be land on the XP with the Arlet, okay? So, respecting something from Flap TZ now, we have the Cho and the Faramis. Okay, the setup, sustain, and you have control over your jungle.
Yeah. Interesting.
Oh, this is new. This is something good. Karina. Well, against the Ling though.
I think it's probably a safe option in a way, just because also, you know, the way that the Karina works, you get some of that time to be immune, and it allows you to kind of just, like I like to say, bob and weave in out of those situations, you know, for the most part, literally spinning your blades, right? But still, part of this is, in a way, risky, because once that is, you know, out, or at least on cooldown, you're at the whims of either being kicked or possibly stampede pulled. You know, something could go wrong here on this Karina.
Yeah. So if we're talking about how this could end up bad for Karina,
Musical chairs.
well, okay, exchanging chairs. Okay, so if we're talking about Karina in the lineup of Bangladesh, they need to build something around it, just in case you would need that fail-safe button, right?
Yep.
So if Karina is concerned, you want to pair with something with a good roamer pick that Philippines banned out. So that's three, right? You have the Franco, you have the Kaj out, you have the Kadit out. So with this, they're following up with the Yuzong, because we still don't have a hero for Flap TZ to use. I mean, he's a monster using this one, the Yuzong or the XP lane. So we still have now yet to see, because we have the roamer, we have the mid laner with the Faramis. So what could be next here?
Well, I think they still... I'm assuming Bangladesh wants to go ahead and narrow down the XP lane. They've already expended, like you said, the Uranus, Yuzong. They might opt to possibly take out Lapu Lapu. That might be a good option.
Good point.
You know, again, but even with that being said, like so far, even if you just take what we saw from the first series, there's so many options available, and we really don't know how much experimentation, you know, both these teams have done. They go ahead and take out the Claude, though. So, again, I honestly think Bangladesh has just done their homework.
Yeah.
Right?
Told you, they would really prepare for this. This is the biggest challenge on what could they actually go for in IESF. You're up against a Philippines, so probably you would see something to balance out, well, the match in a way. So they've taken out the Kufra, because again, they need a good roamer for this one. They need a good tank pick. So the Kufra is gone, and they might be forcing out something here for Bangladesh. So what could be open? If you're a Kadita, Grok's still available though.
Yeah. There's honestly, when it comes to the second phase at this point with all the updates and everything, it's so up in the air, man. Like, there's so many options that you can actually play around with.
Yeah.
And you might even think, you know, well, what if they park this Arlot in the roam? What if they utilize that, right? Because we've seen that before. Most likely, a lot of people just say, hey, it's going in the XP lane, right? But still, really, it depends how they want to round this out, because one thing they do need is some of that sustained damage. They pick up a Lilia. Haven't seen her in a while.
See?
It's been a while. That's why I'm saying it's so up in the air, the second phase.
We have heroes that we haven't seen for a while.
It's great.
It's great. It's awesome. It's new. Oh, we're seeing the Bane again.
I just said this last series.
So if the... Wait.
No, I'm telling you, like, they might not go
Bane...
Marksman.
Bane Gold Lane.
They might not.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm still confused on how... Well, there's a Cho. No, there's a Ling. There's a Bane. EXP?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly. Again, this is why it's open there, and it's not.
Oh.
This is what I was mentioning the last series,
okay,
man. I asked you specifically, OSX, what do you think of a non-marksman composition? And this is, well, is Bane a marksman? He's got a gun.
He has the crab claw cannon.
It's still a
gun. Yeah, but it could be OP, but this could be the answer of Philippines, like being unorthodox, like using non-marksman heroes in the Golden, because again, the meta is shifting, the new emblem system is being adapted. So now Bangladesh is like, we have the mid laner here, so we still don't have our own. We still have our own for this. So there's a lot of knockups, a lot of knockback from the Deadly Catch, and they also have Sustained being present. There's a lot of CCs here, and the Minotaur is out, talking about how heroes not being picked for so long.
Well, I feel like ever since that change, the emblems and whatnot, you've seen Minotaur pop up here and there, right? Especially
In the qualifiers, yes.
Yes.
Online, yeah.
and
Present.
even just in around, pretty much around the globe. So I remember questioning the Minnow pick before, being like, is it really that good? Because really, statistically, what we've seen from previous teams in other tournaments that take up the Minotaur, there's really a select few that make it work well. Work for the team. So that's what I'm going to have my eye on here, specifically for Bangladesh. Like, how do they utilize this Minotaur? Are they able to do what they want to do around the kit, especially when you have that rage, when you have even the sustain, some of the sustainability there, and how it will complement here. And also the fact that they have an R-Lot paired with it.
Okay, so you have lifesteal, you have a game-changing move with the final slash, you have a reason to force out ultimates with the Lilia. So with this kind of composition, they need to make it work early game, because right now they need to have a good coverage, because Ling is present in the hands of Kyle TZ. So opening up a lot of avenues on the map, I say the roamer and the jungler could have a bit of a way to counter these visions that Philippines can make.
Okay. Let's go ahead and just take a quick look here as the early game. We're going to look at the emblems, right? There's only one Tenacity there. It's taken by a few. He's going to go ahead and also roll with 2 Impure Rages, right? Even in the gold lane, Super Marco is playing around with that. He's got a little bit of speed too. Now, biggest thing once again is Blaze rolling with that Brave Smite. He's going to do really well with the sustain. Hopefully he's able to capitalize on it. They have a lot of tenacity though. There's 4 there. So already early on, putting aggression in the mid lane, going to force Ogwin out. All this for the purple buff, right? They want to secure that the best they can. But going back to the point, man, this is what I was talking about. Tenacity is a favored tier 2 emblem, and they've got 4 for Bangladesh.
Present for Bangladesh, respecting the damage, the burst of the possible snow of the Philippines, because from that point you said they guarded the purple buff, but from that moment on, Kyle Tease is cleared out too. He got the orange, he got the purple, also he went up top of the cap of Bangladesh.
And not only that, again, you're trying to just buy as much time as possible in the early game, because once Ogwin pretty much hits that level 4, has that Way of the Dragon available to him, he's going to be putting pressure wherever he sees fit. And that's kind of what you have to counter around for Bangladesh right now.
Well, there you have it, Naizu. You have the Bane non-marksman in the gold lane. It's happening.
Still got a gun, though.
Still got a gun. It can still be considered as a marksman with this being present. Now look at that. The peel onto execution here. So Super Marcus just won, but we're looking at the side of Bangladesh aiding the gold lane for the first 2 minutes, and they really want to get a piece out of Super Marco. Look at that. Look at that. The turtle has been taken, diverting all of the attention onto the gold lane.
Man, Bangladesh just put everything up here in the top side, completely just ignoring the turtle, first one of the game. It looks like, again, they wanted to find that first blood top side against Super Marco, but just Super Marco played it well, right? All he had to do, too, was Deadliest Catch and literally hug the turret, and there was nothing that really Bangladesh could do from there.
Yeah, so that's what the thing that Team Bangladesh needs to keep their eyes on how Philippines can gain control over the map. Objectives, you have the turtle being at stake. At most of the time, you want to get a pick off. Look at that. With the Shadow Stampede onto K7, Ogwin flickers out on half HP. Okay, still controlling that, but look at that. Distracting and diverting all the attention. Kyle TZ secures the purple.
Okay, final slash going to come through. No purple here available, though. Still going to be going. Tempest Blade's going to be dropped now, forcing Mr. Ray back. First blood for Flap TZ. Able to get it. The Cult Altar also expended quite low under the tier 2 flicker. Not going to be enough here to get away. Already Philippines getting a lead 2-0, 3 minutes in.
Wow, that's one thing that how they would need to see in those kinds of initiations from Team Philippines, right? They have the counter, they have ways to force out members of Philippines right now. So the problem is, if they get caught in one corner, all the resources could be used like that. Flicker out! Flicker being used by execution. Expecting something could happen, but look at that.
That's tough, right? Again, like you mentioned, getting resources out, even if it's just a Jikundo and you get a flicker, that is already a big loss here, right? So something you really have to be careful with. Ogwin, we know he likes to do that. Still going to be putting the pressure. There's the Way of the Dragon into Few. Going to be no follow-up, though, so should be able to just regen up, but they're losing some of the pressure, especially in the mid lane for now. What Bangladesh has to do here is just kind of, in a way, their answer to the aggression being put out, but at the same time, not give up the objectives if they can. Now, at this point, it looks like the second turtle is just going to go in the hands of Philippines once again. So really, what is the game plan here for Bangladesh?
Well, you've said it right, okay? So if Bangladesh really want to have a good winning condition, wait, Mr. Ray on half HP.
Mr. Ray once again, all for the purple, not going to be able to get it. That's his second death here. Another purple going to be taken by the hands of Kyle Teasy.
Okay, going back to our thought here, Naisub, team Bangladesh answering the breadcrumbs, following the breadcrumbs on how Philippines is like trying to gain control over the map. You're kind of saying here that they need, if you're a fan of Star Wars right now, you need to evade those mind tricks. How would you even go up against this kind of the Jedi mind tricks?
Yeah,
that you were about to see the follow of Ogwin.
That's what Ogwin's doing. Another Way of the Dragon into a perfect deadliest catch as well. And going back to the point, right? The mind tricks. Ogwin once again planting himself here under the tier 1. Still going to be putting the pressure. Execution going to get dragged by the Stampede. Still holding on with a backup of K7. The rest of the team, Bangladesh, kind of just scrapping right now, really at the whims of Philippines. Can they hold on longer? It's only 5.5 minutes in.
5 minutes, and Kyle Teasy is at level 9. 3 level XP gap up against Mr. Ray. There's a lot of resources need to go back up. Look at that.
Pressure again, already getting the flicker out from Execution. Turret's going to go down here, still going. Can they turn it around? They get the setup they're looking for, but already Mr. Ray going to be down. Blaze has the regeneration for the team, but here comes Kyle Teasy on the backside. Finds Blaze, still looking for more. Can he hold on? Surge in trouble, going to flicker out. Will get chased down, still on the hunt. And they hold it together, but Surge falls.
Flap Teasy onto the queue on using that skill, not letting go of Surge. They used even the conceal just to keep up with the speed. So right now they're securing all the possibilities on how that could possibly turn around. That was a good setup from Blaze though. Yeah, but damage is not really showing yet.
It's very tough because, you know, K7 really on the Lilia, you're not where you need. When things get worse, purple buff taken by Ogwin out of the hands of Mr. Ray. So this is a very dire situation now. Things just snowballing in favor here of Philippines. Mr. Ray gonna go down already. Comes the Blades under the turret. Still looking for more. Killing spree for Kyle Teasy. It's a double. And now we'll also take the orange buff. K7 gonna be in trouble too. Black shoes, but it's not enough as well, as he will fall under the turret.
Bangladesh too late for the reinforcement. Damage and punish right in the turret of their own defense. Surge is the only one here in Mr. Ray. And now Team Philippines is now just taking the second tier turret. There was a hope of helping, but the mobility on how they're setting things up here is putting Bangladesh to a state that, would you answer for objectives or would you answer for defense or even reinforcement?
I think at this point, OSX, it's very, very difficult. Bangladesh, once again, you know, you're 7.5 minutes in, you're 12, yeah, 12, yes, 12K. I was trying to do the quick math here, 11K
doing good
behind, and, you know, you don't have any space to work with across the map. You're just forced to pretty much turtle up in your base and hope for the best. And already, you know, it's, at this point, you can't even contest the first Lord, right? You have to just kind of wait, really.
Okay, so winning condition for Bangladesh, either wait or hold something out on how Philippines is going on a state of marching through the base. Because right now, they're looking for an avenue to bounce back, but now Kyle Teasy is not giving a chance here to let someone out of their own base.
Kyle Teasy is 5 levels ahead of Mr. Ray, and that has just been the continuous pressure in the jungle that Team Philippines has been putting on Bangladesh. And, you know, the question is, yes, what can Bangladesh do? And, you know, at this point, when you're this far behind, you really can't leave your base unless your full team goes out with you.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the waiting game, right? You wait to hope that you can defend, but with the kits that is available to Team Philippines, they can actually just choose to enter the base under the turrets if they want and kick someone towards the team, right? So how do you counterplay around that for Bangladesh?
Okay, for counterplay, we could either see Blaze do the Minoan Fury again, how he did that in the gold lane. So with that kind of setup, things could go in their favor, but the question is, will the damage suffice everything? They have the final slash. We haven't seen Surge utilizing it that much, right? Break team fights, break formations, but we would understand how he respects the hell out of Team Phillies right now is once he goes in with that execution, even for the slash, he could possibly be melted right from that moment. So if they want to go all in, either they wait, either could set up for Blaze, or look for an avenue to see someone could be isolated from Team Philippines.
This is the problem here. The Team Philippines has so many options to just force a fight, whether it's a flicker stampede, a flicker kick, and they're going to go for it. Under they go. The turret's not even going to wait just yet. They find the first kill already. Blaze going to go down as well. 2 already fall for Bangladesh, plus the turret. Still trying to hold on under 10 minutes. Lord's going to be worked on. Another turret's going to fall. Base half health. Bangladesh will go down to Team Philippines at the 10-minute mark.
Dominating start for Team Seaball Philippines, and that was one way of having a clean execution in that moment. We've seen how Bangladesh could actually go and bounce back, but there was something that was missing. The damage, yes, they can force out, but one thing that was lacking as well is who would go to the front lines? Who would even soak up the damage that Philippines has been doing?
Well, I think if you just look at the lineup on paper, right, the Minotaur should allow you to be in that position. But again, what we saw was just Team Philippines putting pressure